message in my notes that I'm never gonna send to you, saying I'm sorry. I guess you never really know what somebody's gonna do when they get lonely. Is there somebody better than me to take care of your insecurities? You did it all while leaving me in the dark. I try so hard to be what you need. If you're into the finer things, well, maybe we should let this fall apart. 'Cause I feel so stupid for falling for you.
Freak show and free my friend. Our buddy Anthony's in the getaway ship waiting for my signal. And then we'll be on our merry way. But it won't work unless you
Friends, this is just a momentary delay. Please remain seated at all times.
Really annoying.
샤본다마垂れ流し
Be positive.
tech like vibranium from Wakanda or
Because they are stuck in self-replication mode, the spider made it crazy. Threat level is at exponential danger. You might need some help. Arms, feet, and legs inside the transporter and supervise the children. Estamos muy agradecidos.
Be sure to grab on.
Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. You go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we some days we can see the joy that it's so bright.
To build a gingerbread house, well, this one's picking up the real. Hey, everything okay up there, Pluto?
Do you believe in the magic of Christmas? I knew you did. Merry Christmas, everyone!
At some point, I started getting perceived as a grown-up. Yeah, it's like a boy I remember that he's on the back of the school bus, making up. I just wanted to grow up, but now I'm missing.
supposed to rest your head on? How the hell am I supposed to sleep? Can we?
What the fuck? Well, thanks, picnickers! Catch her at 10 fellas. Stay at 30 degrees.
And we never got to drink it, so I'm writing what I'm thinking. You could have told me sooner, I was sure that it was me. You used to want to hold you close, you used to want all of me. What's the reason for your tears, and what's the reason for your fears? In my mind, I'm kissing you, oh, am I wrong?
Let's hear it for Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy! We count down together. Here we go.